Hi, this is Lady Lex UK, and this is a video just to explain to you why I'm no longer doing my top 10 lists. I've been doing it for the past 12 weeks now, and people are thanking me for putting them in their list and things like this. They didn't need to do that because it wasn't a personal choice. It was the most thumbed up of the week from data that I received by going through the dream shaping feeds very, very carefully and creating a spreadsheet. And the amount of time that is taking up of my time to do has got bigger and bigger and bigger, to the point now, after 12 weeks of doing it and with a bug in place in the feed, I can no longer complete these spreadsheets and make these lists without there being too much time taken up. So let me just explain to you what I used to do. So every morning I would go into dream shaping. Now you notice I'm going into dream shaping to do this search because dream surfing only shows dreams, and I really wanted to see everything. So any character models, props, collections, music, anything. I wanted to see what their levels were like, and this would only provide me with dreams only. So most of the time it was dreams only, but you get the occasional, especially music, gets a decent maybe 70 or 80 likes, so it's worth looking at. So what I used to do is I go into this feed, I would go to trending, and I would go through this feed and find all the levels that had 50 or more likes, such as that one. I would then go into it, I'd get the name, the name of the creator and the date that it was released, and I would record the amount of thumbs up. And every day I would do this and add things to the spreadsheet or add numbers to the day if they were already in the spreadsheet, until I got a full list of the week. And any that were not in the trending on Sunday, I would have to type in their names manually and get their numbers. And the sort of thing that I would produce looks a bit like this. Let me look at this, week 9. There we go. This is week 9. So I've got a list of all of the levels that got more than 50 likes. There we go. And here are the numbers across the week, what numbers they got throughout the week, and then I would total them all up and find out how many plays and likes they actually had this week. I did start monitoring plays at the end of the week, but I've stopped doing that recently because of the bug, because it takes too much time to do. As you can see, some of them have little yellow marks on them. These are not new, and there was no way to tell how many likes that level was receiving this week from just putting the numbers in. So I would put the number in that they were at as soon as they entered trending, as soon as I saw them in trending, and then at the end of the week I would have a number so I could see how many they got over the week. Most of the time these would receive 0 likes throughout the week. They were in trending sometimes for days on end with absolutely no activity whatsoever. So I don't really understand how trending works, because these old levels pop in, they have no activity on them whatsoever. Their plays and likes stay pretty stationary, but I had to write them down just in case they got some plays, and there were a few that did actually were old and did get a few plays, so I had to monitor every single one. And this is the data that I used to produce, and as you can see, at the end of the week I would get a top 40 list, and this would tell me how many likes and for each of the levels, and then that would be put into my website. So I've got a top 40 here. So not just a top 10, I used to do a top 40 and put it on my website so you could see what were the popular levels. And this is everything that I could monitor. So this was everything from the week 1 that I started monitoring and was still receiving 50 or more likes, and and also anything in the top 100. I used to maintain that list, so you can see here most thumbed up. I've got data, some of this is hidden, but I've got data for every single week, how many plays, how many likes, across the weeks for 12 weeks worth of data. So I've got 12 weeks worth of data, and there's a lot of information that I can gather from that, so I might be doing something that later on, who knows. But there we go, that's what I used to do, and with the bug, and I will show you the bug now, you'll see why I can no longer continue. So let's go into the feed. So let's say I'm going through this feed, I'm trying to find things with over 50 likes. Let's find one. There's about 1,000 games in this feed, and I have to go through every single one. I counted it one day. It seemed to be 1,005, which seemed a bit weird. Right, there's one, 64. So I'd go into this. It says new one. I'd write it on my spreadsheet. I'd go into versions and release, find the first release date, which was the 18th of October. So write that in my spreadsheet. Then go back to my list, and I've lost it. It's no longer here. It's gone. My place has been lost. I don't know where I am in the feed. I've now got to go back through the feed and try and find where I last left it. I don't know where it is. There. Right. Now, if I go further forward, let me just go further forward. Just pick one randomly. Okay, let's go into versions and release. Then go back out. It's come back to here. Where am I? There's the Trojan one. I went a lot further on. I don't know where to get. Where am I? Where do I find that level? There it is. It would take me absolutely forever to do this now because I've got absolutely no way of remaining in place. And the other thing I used to do for the to make my pick of the week is I would do something like this. I'd take newest and I'd have a look, and I'd have a look through, and I'd go, well, that's interesting. So I'd then put that into play later. Alright, go back to the feed and then go on. And I'd go through it and I would add things to play later, and then I'd play through them. But now we have the bug, which means if I go into this one, I go, yes, this is interesting. Let's put that into play later. Come back out. Oh, I'm not far enough in the feed. Let's go a bit further on. Okay. Play later. Continue. Right, we're good. We're still good. And then at a certain point, it would stop doing it. At a certain point, the bug will come in, and I will lose my place, and I can't go through feeds and mark things up. It's just impossible. It's normal. I think it does it at 100 for a very big feed, like newest. So it's horrendous, and it does make life really, really difficult. And I've reported the bug. I've tweeted about it. I've made video on it. You can see how much this has annoyed me, and it does mean that I can no longer make these top 10s. Now, I know what you're thinking. Right, you probably don't need to make the top 10 anymore because Media Molecule have given us the top 10 now. We don't need it. Now, if we go into Dream Surfing, part of the update that created the bug is changes to what we're seeing in the levels, and it's given us most thumbed up dreams released this week as a feed, which is great. But we need to bear in mind that these are dreams only, so if there was a really popular character or piece of music, we wouldn't know about it because they don't appear in here, or a collection, for example. And 2, these are the most thumbed up dreams released this week. So anything that was released last week or the week before that is still very popular and might have achieved more likes than this level, you wouldn't know about it because it's not released this week. So we don't have that information, especially things that were months old. We definitely wouldn't know. It's also seems to, if we look at the month, released this month feed, it's also things that are updated. So these were made in the beta. Shifting Islands, Block Builder, Silent Hills. These were not released this month. And yet they're in the most thumbed up Dreams released this month. They may have been updated this month. Let's have a look. Silent Hills. Versions and release. There we are. There's some release. There's some updates that happened. And that's put them into this most thumbed up released this month feed. Now this is a worry because now that people know this, your old level, if it has a lot of thumbs up, just do a quick update and boom, it's right in people's faces. I shouldn't be telling you that, but there you go. That's the situation here. So this is not going to be showing us what is the most thumbed up Dreams this month at all. It's just going to be showing you a random list of some things that were released this month and some things that were updated that were ages old, that may not even have had an update. Who knows? They might have just had somebody might have gone into it, moved something slightly to the left and then updated. Who knows? It's just it's open for abuse, shall we say. I'm not saying the people that are in there now have abused it in any way. They might very legitimately have done an update, but it can be abused, this. So yeah, there we go. This is not a feed that is the same as what I was producing. It's not going to show you what are the most popular levels of the week, only what was released this week. So you'll have to let me know if you would like me to make a top 10 using this. I'm happy to do it if people want a top 10 and they like the idea of seeing these levels, what is new. But before you just didn't have that information, and now it's available for you in the Dreamiverse. So the reason for me making it is probably gone now. So maybe I should make something different. Now, what should I make? I'm leaving it up to you. Put in the comments, what sort of videos would you like me to make? What sort of things would you like me to do on my channel? Let me know. Keep it clean. And I'll see what I can do. Maybe we can come up with some really great ideas about the sort of things that you'd like my channel to tackle. More compilations, more tutorial type things, specifically tutorials, maybe live streams. I don't know. What would you like me to do on my channel? I'm going to leave it up to you entirely. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. Right, thank you for watching. I hope you're not too disappointed that I'm not going to do a top 10 anymore. But genuinely, 6 hours on a Sunday is pretty much my Sunday gone, and I can't do it anymore. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in your dreams.